Hey guys, Samo here. Thanks for checking out the channel and its contents. And if you feel like it, please do subscribe. Thanks so much. Enjoy the video. Bye. Hey everyone, Samo here. Hope you're doing okay. And thanks for all the support on the channel and the following. And it's become quite a really nice jazz community for creative music. And today I would like to focus also on one of the most creative musicians, you know, in avant-garde and modern jazz, whatever you want to put it. I'm talking about trumpet player Kenny Wheeler. And if you've been following my channel and my interviews, you probably know I'm a huge Kenny Wheeler fan. From all the interviews I've done, the players who've played with Kenny, I usually ask them about Kenny and how he was and his approach to composition and improvising, since I believe he was one of the most important jazz composers and underrated players, actually, and one of the most, I would say, recognizable trumpet players there was in jazz. You hear two notes by Kenny, and it's Kenny. And the reason I decided for this video is that many, especially younger players, don't know about Kenny, and I hope you do. So, and many times I lead workshops or do master classes, and I mention Kenny's name, and many players just don't know him. And I hope just to spread the word with this video again a little, uh, and share some thoughts about Kenny. I think he's, like I said, one of the most unique voices. Already starting there, like in the mid '60s, some incredible records he's done, and the Windmill Tiller, not so known, but very, very important record from 1969. And then lots of free improvisation stuff, with Evan Parker and Derek Bailey. He became part of spontaneous music ensemble by the drummer John Stevens. So important in the European jazz free scene. It actually involved all the important improvisers in the jazz realm. And then, of course, to probably two of the most important ECM records, or between top 10 ever of ECM in the mid 70s. I'm talking first of all about GNU High from 1976, which I think is one of the rarest appearances by Keith Jarrett as a sideman. And of course, Dave Holland on bass, Jack DeJohnette on drums. Everyone should check out this record. The title song, Hioki, I mean, the first song, 22 minutes of incredible improvising, and how Jarrett is responding to what Kenny and the rhythm section play. That's a masterpiece of a record. And of course, year later, or 2 years later, 77, I believe, or 78, Deer Van, another masterpiece by Kenny, starts with Piece for Five, an incredible 16-minute long composition. And the band again here, Dave Holland this time, stays on the bass, and then you have Jack DeJohnette on drums, and one of my favorites again, John Abercrombie on guitar. That's probably why I really love this record. And Jan Garbarek on tenor and soprano saxophones, and all the music written by Kenny, and incredible for compositions. So these two records, I think every jazz fan should have. And then he did so much stuff, just mentioning some of the important records like The Widow in the Window, a masterpiece from 1990, again on ECM. Somehow Kenny really connected with Manfred Eicher, the ECM owner and producer. And again, Dave Holland on bass. They had a really nice connection, Kenny and Dave. And another, two greats, John Abercrombie on guitar and John Taylor on piano. I should probably do another video or a video about John Taylor, an amazing improviser and composer, UK piano player, and Peter Erskine this time on drums, and beautiful compositions like Aspire and Ma Belle Hélène and Hotel de Hat, like Kenny wrote. And that was a very fruitful period. If I think about this 90s, also he did an incredible album, a quartet album, like a drumless band. Again, Dave Holland on bass, and Bill Frisell on guitar, Lee Konitz on alto saxophone. I'm talking about Angel Song. monstrous compositions. Nicolette, Present, Past, again a record everyone should have, and probably one of the biggest masterpieces. I think it's the same year as Widow in the Window, music for large and small ensembles, and I think this is probably a core collection for every jazz fan who likes bigger ensembles. It's kind of a big band, but also not a big band, and it's everyone who's who of the UK scene is there. Among, of course, John Abercrombie, Dave Holland, Peter Erskine, but there's Julian Arguez, Stan Saltzman, Norma Winstone, Paul Rutherford on trombone, and just the amount of players and creativity on that record, it's just incredible. And so it's a record, again, everyone should have, music for large and small ensembles. And the music Kenny wrote, over 2 sessions recorded, just so beautiful. And yeah, it's like a core collection. And then just to focus on some of the sideman stuff he did a lot of sideman stuff later on. And but some of the best work, I think, is in the Dave Holland Quintet in the mid 80s, talking about 3 albums: Jumping In, Seeds of Time, and Razor's Edge. I think this is also next to the Dave Holland's 90s quintet with Chris Potter, the Points of View, Prime Directive, and Not for Nothing. I think that's some of the best work as a band leader by Dave Holland. And again, on ECM, everyone should check this out. And just Kenny's connection there with first Julian Priester and I think Robin Eubanks later is just amazing. And Marvin Smitty Smith on drums, and Steve Coleman on alto saxophone when he did still some stuff as a sideman. And it's just incredible stuff. Again, some stuff also compositions by Kenny, like 546 on Razor's Edge, and also some beautiful compositions by the drummer Doug Hammond. And of course, like, Dave wrote such good music for, especially for that quartet, knowing the players. And that band worked like for 4 or 5 years and produced these incredible 3 records. So, but anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments about Kenny. Like I said, for me, I still believe quite an underrated player, and people should know about him, and that's why I made this video. And spread the word, people. Gotta love Kenny. Until the next one. Bye. Ciao.